Yo, so the other day I sent my mom and my dad, but to like a group chat to them, both of them, pictures of Noah Ambrosio and like a picture of myself that looked like whichever picture that I'm posting or sending to them. And then I made a video about it, showing like sending it. And so now I'm just gonna ask my mom about it. Earlier, I actually sent a different picture because I have some kind of discoloration issue on my toes that's relatively unique, and it looks like Anja Ambrosio might have that same issue, or at least from this picture that, uh, from like a few years ago, she appeared to have it to me. So I sent that along, but I'm just gonna go and ask my mom, "Hey, what did you think of those pictures that I sent?" And so let's the ones Noah Ambrosio comparing to me, and we'll see what she says. Um, what? Oh, did you? I sent you pictures the other day, right? Too. And it was we had talked about this previously. In
This
that
is what's the last I got from you is what specific nations will coexist.
no, it was a in a group thing to you and Dad. In the one that it's the chat you and Dad and I have.
And we have a grandson.
I mean, does he not look? I mean, to me, he looks like me, right? He looks like he has features that look like mine, uh, and he doesn't look like.
This one looks like I don't know if it's the same kid right there. Who's this?
That's him. That's what I'm saying.
He looks like Josh. In my mind.
Okay. So, which is something I've said previously. For some reason, these kids look like our family, and I think something has been done. I mean, does Josh have a kid that they that has someone done something to me, or does Josh have a kid that they've been hiding specifically to do something to mess with me? But he looks like. I mean, you say that he
I don't
looks.
think this kid looks like this one at all.
There, look, you keep saying this one. It's the same kid. It's the same kid in all three pictures. It's pictures of me that I think look somewhat similar. I would suggest that just looking at his nose looks a lot like mine. But if you think he looks like Josh, it could also be, again, that Josh has done something really reprehensible with these people. And that, this has been one of the things that I've been saying. Hey, I think these people who appear to be watching.
Who are these people anyway?
Alessandra Ambrosio, a model. I mean,
That's him?
that's
her kid?
that's her son, Noah Ambrosio, who does not. If you look up the father, the purported father, he does not look more like Noah Ambrosio than I do. In fact, his eyes, I would say, genetically probably rule him out from being the father because Noah Ambrosio looks like he has darker eyes than Alessandro Ambrosio. Alessandro Ambrosio has brown eyes. I have dark brown eyes. He has dark brown eyes.
Well, of everybody in all these pictures, that's the cutest right there.
The picture of you? Okay.
Yeah.
But, so you think it looks like Josh, right?
No, I think this picture looks like Josh.
Okay.
But I don't know about the rest of them. They don't look like you either.
Well, I think I've done a similarity checker with an AI, and it seemed to think we were similar. I would suggest looking at his nose. His nose looks like a combination of Alessandro Ambrosio's nose and my nose. Uh, in a video, I remember when I showed you the girl who is his sister, this kid's sister, and I asked you about this was maybe in late March. I asked you specifically, hey, does this girl look like Josh to you? Because she looks like Josh or Aunt Kathy to me. And you said, yes, that it looked like Josh. I believe that's what you had said. And so what I'm saying is there's this woman who I've made a point that some people are trying to harass me in a way that's really fucked up. And I'm just trying to prove it out that this is going on, and it's really hurtful and bothersome to me. And I was just wondering, like, hey, this kid looks like me. I don't really care what anybody else says, but it looks like he looks like me, and like the intention is either, or whatever it is. I don't know what the intention is, but I can say that, like, did they do something where, like, they bred me without my permission or something? As weird as that sounds, or
It's too weird.
I know it's weird, but it's not beyond the scope of evil things that people do.
Well, it's more than you need.
It's very difficult to think about, so imagine if they actually did it to me, how difficult that would be mentally. It'd be very stressful, as I'm saying. Something seems to be trying to stress me in that way.
I don't know. You just need to get over it. That's stuff that's more stressful than you need to, and less likely than you need to be thinking about.
Except if it's actually already happened and is reality, and this is the advice you're giving me, it's really bad and hurtful advice that instead of engaging it and pointing it out and saying it's wrong, that you're just saying ignore it. I'm not going to just drop it.
I don't know what else is going on. I don't know what else is going on, but this kid doesn't look like you.
According to you, but according to AI, it does look like me. And according to me, it does look like me. And according to just common sense, it does look like me. You just don't want to engage it because it's a difficult pill to swallow that some people have done something wrong to me. I understand that. Imagine how much worse it is if they actually have done it and you're just sitting here in disbelief, and I'm dealing with the repercussions of it and the psychological, issues relating to someone having done this to me. It's not good advice to just say ignore it. Like, bury your head in the sand is not applicable.
You're just coming up with something that just doesn't.
No, you're just coming up with something. Like, again, if the AI says he looks enough like me, similarity, and I'm like, yeah, this kid looks like me. I just use the AI as something to say, well, Cheryl might have some kind of bias that she doesn't want this kid to look like me. So that's being like, that filter is going over it and is keeping her from recognizing it. But even the fact that you said it looks like Josh, that's been one of my points, is like, well, does Josh look like me? I even say it in the video. I think he kind of a bit. But it's more just that, like, I think this kid looks like me. I think the point is that these people have been trying to mess with my mental health and do things that are really fucking reprehensible, and I just want some support and backup. And support, in my mind, is not reasonable to say, ignore it or bury your head in the sand and don't engage it. Okay, I mean, look, you're welcome to think that. I don't think it's good advice. I think when it comes out that someone has done something to me and your advice was essentially ignore it, you're not going to feel great that was your advice. So that's all I'm saying.
It's just the whole concept doesn't lead me anywhere. You want it to lead.
I know. So imagine, like, this is the response. This is your response if someone has done something wrong to me. Just put that into, like, try to see it from my place, in the sense of, like, hey, if someone has done something wrong to me, in the way that I'm explaining, the response of it's too difficult for me to believe, so I'm just gonna ignore it, and I think you should too. It's beyond the scope.
How you take it, these pictures, and you just
how I compare them to myself.
How you go to the moon with them? I mean, I just don't even understand that. It's not even in my lexicon.
It's not. I think that's kind of a silly answer. The kid looks like me. I don't know what you're saying. Like, he doesn't have the features of the man that is purported to be his father. For some reason, his sister and mother are acting odd towards me publicly, in a way that is provable.
You'd have to show me this publicly stuff.
Okay, when I say, they're messing with me in a way that's plausibly deniable, but over a pattern over several years, I think I've got enough evidence, including,
well,
hey,
have to show me all these pictures or.
Well, okay, when I
whatever is happening.
when I mock the situation and say, what, are they my dogs? And then in a video publicly, and then all of a sudden, immediately afterwards, she has a dog filter on her face and she's making faces at the camera in order to taunt me. That's the kind of thing. They aren't speaking out with their words. They're like silently taunting from a distance.
I don't know what this, the whole thing is just.
The whole thing is really easy to comprehend. You just don't want to do it because it means that what I've been saying, that there's a group of people trying to hurt me or harass me or something.
I am so sorry that that's what's going on. If that's going on, I am really, really
Okay,
sorry.
and I'm.
All of this doesn't lead me there.
Okay.
You have to
If
show
that's
me everything.
Well, I've been trying to for like fucking years, dude. I mean, I've told you about this over. It took me months just to get you to watch the video of the Stephanie Houston thing. Who literally acted in a thing called like Alessandra, becoming Alessandra and the Fitter. Like it's too unlikely that all these things are just randomly connected, but I can't prove it out. It's plausibly deniable.
You just talk it so loud, my ears are just ringing off the walls.
Okay, I'm gonna go in my room. Look, I'm gonna go in my. I am calm. I'm just speaking, and I have a deep voice, and I'm trying to get over my point that your reaction here is, I think, wrong, and you're gonna feel wrong when it is proven out
So
that.
who's gonna prove it out?
Well, I think one of the things is I'm asking for you as my support structure to say, to help me. Hey, very clearly some people are fucking with my son. They're trying to prevent it from me because if I get on it, I'm gonna kick this shit wide open, right? But you don't.
You haven't proved to me that anybody's fucking with you. You're gonna have to prove that. I don't see that.
But why are you? This is part of my question. I'm convinced that these people are doing this. You're not convinced, so you're the judge of my reality instead of just, hey, look, some people seem to be fucking with my son. Can you guys stop doing that? Can we shine a spotlight on, hey, my son's being bullied in a way he shouldn't be? That would be reasonable. That would be kind of you. That would be nice. That might even solve my problems. You don't even want to believe it's going on, mostly because it's a difficult pill to swallow that this would be going on. That's what it seems to me to be. But I can't force you to do the right thing. I'm just going to go to my room.
Look at? What do you want me to see?
I sent you. I have a whole YouTube channel where I sent you things from it. You don't watch it when I send you the things. It took me enough pestering to get you to look at these pictures. If you don't agree with it, I don't want it to be an issue because I'm trying to show to you that like I'm not letting this completely destroy my reality. But I do think you should pay more attention to it and like maybe help me instead of just pretending like I'm crazy.
How am I going to help you?
Admit that something's going on, or how about this? You've asked for whatever. I've already just told you. Like, hey, I pretty much say everything on my YouTube channel, but like at the same time, like.
Well, let me look at the YouTube channel. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I mean it's like. You would have to watch hours of stuff at this point because for months I've been trying to get you to like, hey, this is going on. It's been going on for years, but I think it's more and more coming out into the woodworks that some people have done something to me to shut me up or to get me to go away or something, and they crossed a line a while ago. And
I just don't even know what you're talking about.
exactly, because you don't care and you don't pay attention to me and you haven't for like.
No, I think it's just I don't know.
Yeah, because you've already admitted
Your
you
mind
don't pay attention.
Is just racing off.
No,
into
look
some kind
again.
Reality
If this is
not
the
even-
reality and you're in your little bubble, right?
Don't insult me.
I'm not
Don't
insulting
come in
you.
here.
I think you're insulting me. Like you are, in fact, you are insulting me by saying what you're saying.
Go away. I don't
Okay.
want to talk about all this.
I know you don't really care about me.
No,
So.
I don't want to be attacked for what I haven't done anything.
Exactly, you haven't done something
Go
for me.
away.
All right, love you. Goodbye. Oh wow, hey look, no issues are found. No issues. Um, this is exactly why this is such a difficult prospect. She's even says, like, I think it looks like Josh. I mean, are you fucking kidding that you're pretending it doesn't look? I literally sent the pictures together. So I'm basically saying, like if I could give an example. Let me pull up my messages because you're not going to be able to see it on, so for all of history and all of existence, when it proves out, yes, very much that people have been fucking with me, that my whole thing is, okay, if if I was bred without my permission, essentially that's like a form of rape in my opinion. I don't think there's another good opinion on it, but you get what I'm saying? Like, if that happens, if that has happened, and uh and like this is her response, I think it's a terrible response, and I don't think it makes my mom Cheryl look like a good person. I think it makes her look really uninterested in my reality, which she has been for a long time. She doesn't listen to me. She'd rather, again, be in her own bubble where, yeah, it's a very difficult prospect of a reality that I'm describing here, actually. Like, this is fucking very difficult psychologically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I think it's the thing connected to the thing physically crippling me. All right? But the fact that I'm like, all right, can you not empathize that, or sympathize? Can you not say that, look, if you're if you're right, okay, I am crazy, or I'm mistaken. We don't even have to say I'm crazy. I'm mistaken, and I have let my imagination go run wild. To a degree, I do think there seems to be an impetus on some other side, which is adversarial, to evoke that reaction from me. But okay, I can understand that. However, if I'm right, what they've done to me is fucking inexcusable and evil. To a degree that it would make sense of the end of the Bible with the Jezebel character, and in Revelation, it would make sense of the second and third church situation, and it would make sense of, like, what I've been saying and what I've been going through for the past, in the least, 7 years, for sure. 7 years since we're at the point where I'm literally looking at, like, this is exactly 2,520 days ago. And so, like, when I'm like posting this stuff, when my mom's like, well, who would want to do this? I don't know. When I look at all these celebrities that have really bullshit opinions, and that all these people are looking at them as if they're like Jesus, literally, and it's like, no, I think the whole point is there's a guy at the end of the book that if he does this stuff at the seven churches, that person is to be looked at like Jesus, right? Does that make sense? Or even the one on the throne that Jesus is on. You get what I'm saying? Like, that is literally and exactly how that person is supposed to be looked at. I think it's because I've gone through this thing where they've bred me without my permission, and yeah, it seems really fucking evil. I understand it's difficult to take. Trust me, it's not easy for me to deal with it and take it. I'm just like, I think I'm relatively strong. Or, as the thing says, I have a little strength. But my point with this is that a response like that from her is it's like, I don't know what's worse, that they did this or that my parents' reaction is so unacceptably, like, it is unacceptable if they've done this and that's my mom's reaction. It's fucking unacceptable, right? I don't really know. Like, I can understand. It's a difficult pill to swallow. But err on the side of no, Ambrosio is my kid, or someone has done this to me, to say the least. Whether it's no Ambrosio or something. That also brings up the thing, well, maybe my cousin's involved in this, whatever this bullshit is, and to make some kind of point, this woman who, like Alessandra Ambrosio, that instead of, like, I'm attracted to her, right? And to make some fucking evil point to me, goes and has a a, a child or two with my cousin. First of all, that makes my cousin a piece of shit. Second of all, it would literally, it would make sense of, like, didn't I do the video? Like, actually, I did. So real fast, I'm just gonna pull that up. Like, if you go on my YouTube, right, and you go to my channel, this is my Matt Wilkins, the one where I have lightning powers and can do it repeatedly. And my mom's like, well, why you? Why are you special? And I'm like, I just want to be like, lady, if you paid any fucking attention to me actually and got your head out of the fucking sand, you might see why me. And stop listening to other people whose interest is not yours. Our interest reasonably is the same. I want your ass to be able to retire and be happy and live long and prosper and all that nice stuff. Most people, I don't actually want that for you. They think you're connected to me and they want me to go away, and therefore they want you to go away. And they know that if you go away, it's going to be difficult on me. So people are preying on your downfall, Cheryl. I'm not. I want you to be like, I want us to go to the kingdom of heaven where we live forever. And, it seems like some bullshit like what I've described. And these are the videos that I'm talking about where I'm like, well, I've made hours and hours and hours of videos, right? I literally have a public playlist on my YouTube channel called Versus My Mental Health, where it definitely appears like, hey, there's a group of people similar to how the New Testament and the book of Revelation describes some group of people called the Nicolaitans, or victory over the people. Okay, well, I think I'm a representative of the people, and people have figured out, well, if they can put their boot on my neck and in a way that is like plausibly deniable, or where they can stand at a distance, then, they're gonna do it, because that's what evil fucking people do. And they don't believe in God, so they don't believe that what's going to happen to them is infinite burning torture. They just think they're going to get away with it, and one day they're going to die. That's it. So, I can say, well, that ain't going to fucking happen. Y'all are going straight into infinite burning torture. But the fact that it's so difficult to get my mom to help with this, it's like, Jesus, Cheryl, like, you aren't helping here. You're, in fact, making it worse. This is the worst part of all this. People have done something to me and are doing something super fucking evil to me. I mean, actually. And my mom's reaction is to make me feel like I'm fucking crazy in this situation. Or that I've done something wrong. Or that I'm, oh, you're just on the moon with these things. Hello? Have you been paying attention at all? Even the thing that I'm saying, like, you think Andre Ambrosio, like, you think that those earrings that you got, like, I purchased them to make a point, but, like, you think they're just gonna get to us? Like, anyway, whatever. But, like, okay, these videos, I think it's one of these two videos, might be this one specifically. I asked my mom, like, hey, does this, I think this girl looks like Josh, kind of. And she's like, I think even my mom said, yeah, that kind of looks like Josh or Aunt Kathy. I'd have to watch back over the thing, but it was something like that. Essentially, don't quote me, I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like that. Like, I thought it looked like Josh, whatever. I think she even admitted, like, yeah, that kind of looks like Josh or Anna Kay. When I'm looking at these, I'm wondering, it's like, and okay, so I have this whole playlist of these, right? This whole playlist of these. And again, one of my points is that, okay, if there's a group of celebrities and influential people that have done something really fucking wrong to me, much like what's going on with Diddy, this is, at some point in here, maybe just a little before this, is right when the Diddy stuff started kicking up, right? And, like, where it looks like Beyonce is fucking playing a part in this bullshit, and I think she's tied to all that, and I think a whole bunch of people are about to go down and be in jail. They're going to want to be cutting deals and bullshit. Whatever the fuck has happened with me, where it looks like Alessandra's kids are my kids, or are, you know, it would be really fucking bad for my cousin and his family if those were his kids. But in any instance, like, this would be the exact reason why, yeah, that's Jezebel and her children are gonna die. But it would also be like that if, well, those are my kids and they're abusing, you know, they've bred me without my permission and are abusing my kids to make a point to me. I mean, you know, that would be pretty fucked up too. But in any instance, you know, this whole thing where she's like, you know, well, what are you talking about? It's like, lady, I can't force you to watch my YouTube videos. I've told you about them enough, right? I like, I have a whole playlist. It's not as if I'm not trying to make this as public as possible in order to get down to the bottom of this. I just like, so what is she talking about? And then, okay, here, like, look, that kid looks like me. I'm dumbfounded that my mom would say some stupid bullshit where, like, oh, it doesn't look like you. I'm like, what part of that kid doesn't look like me? I mean, remember, he's not going to look exactly like me. He's going to look like a combination of me and his mom, if that's my child, right? You know, that's not always the case, but I'm going to say if you take from my genes, I look like a combination of my parents. That's not always the case. You know, some, like I've said, it like with my friend Emilio and his sister, Lola, or Isabel. Isabel looks like Raphael, her dad. Emilio looks like Marie Pierre, her mom. I mean, his mom. They favor, like, one of their parents more. Whereas it looks to me like both Noah and Anja, like, look like combinations of me. Else, you know, like I've said, with Anja, she looks like more like Jamie Mazur or the guy that is purported to be her father, right? Publicly purported. That isn't me. Not every, I think some features look more like me. But with Noah, like, my point is, I think there are features on him that appear to rule Jamie Mazur, quote unquote, Jamie Mazur out. And, you know, we could get into the Dylan and Liam Ambrosio, Aline Ambrosio's children, who I think they might have done the same shit. If Noah is my kid, I wouldn't put it past them that they are too. I think that the guy that Aline Ambrosio is dating or was dating, Edward or whatever, I think he looks like her enough to where it's like, again, similar, it's like meant to be confusing. I don't think either of the kids, Dylan or Liam, I don't think either of their noses look like his nose. I think that both of them look like, both of their noses look like a combination of my nose and Aline Ambrosio's nose. Similarly, like with Noah Ambrosio, I think he looks a lot like, we even have like similar facial, like how our lips and everything, like he just looks a lot like me. Again, he might not be mine, but God, like, it looks like it. Kind of the point is, maybe she's so obsessed with me that, I don't know, did she have a kid with my cousin, or did she have a kid, like, I don't know, what bullshit is going on? When she says, well, he looks like Josh, I mean, when I'm looking at these pictures, nah, I think he looks a lot like me. Like, you know what I mean here? Like, the reason I sent these pictures in pairs is like, okay, he looks like me here. I mean, I think this picture also looks like me, but, like, my point here is that, like, hey, compare the two. We look similar jawline, similar nose, similar hair, similar eyes, eyebrows-ish, skin tone, like, a lot of similar features. On this one, here's a picture of me and my mom and Noah Ambrosio. When my mom says, I actually think Noah has features that look like my mom. Like his jawline looks a lot more like my mom in her rounded face, and looks like his nose, I think, reminds me of hers. Not as pointy, but the way it looks now, where it's more like kind of like you can see the nostrils and in the nostrils, and there's just a lot that I would say that I can, like, if I double click this picture here, right? Like his nose looks like my nose, right? Does that make sense here? Like he has, it's like a big nose, which is not, oh, hold on, which is not like Alessandra's. She has a very like sharp nose. His is like more bulbous like mine, except it has some of the sharp features of her nose. But then if you look at like the nostrils, first of all, here's one thing where like the nostrils go under and it still looks like part of his nostrils here. Some people, their nostril right down here, right? It doesn't, there's not like a, it doesn't look like a nostril. It just like it looks like their nostril like goes into their nose, and there's not like a raised area underneath their nose. Okay? He does have that. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm saying that explicitly. Also, just, the featurings of his nose, it looks like a combination of my nose and her nose. At the same time, Josh and I don't look so dissimilar that I even think I said it in the in these videos, in the am I the father of Alessandro Ambrosio's kids? Like, look, I think I said something about that. But my point in this, I don't want this video, we're already at 30 minutes. I don't want this to be like infinitely long. But I mean, it just, something's really fucked up. If my cousin Josh has done something really fucked up, he's going to get his. All right? I mean, like, everybody connected to whatever this fucking bullshit, like evil bullshit is, people have already died around it. It's not going to stop. The catastrophe and cataclysm is going to get worse. It's going to lead into the stuff from the book of Revelation, right? I'm pretty sure it feels a lot to me like Alessandro Ambrosio is Jezebel in this situation. Else, one of the other women that is fucking with me is Jezebel, and Alessandra's helping me. That could be possible too, but, if she was helping me, I think she would have reached out by now. I think if she was helping me, she wouldn't have robbed me of these precious moments. If they're my kids, with my kids, right? Or when I figured it out and everybody's watching, she would actually engage that. Because right now, it just looks more like, from the stuff that she's posted, like she's trying to make it seem like I'm the one. It's like I'm getting something out of this that I wouldn't otherwise deserve, or that I got to fight for. It's like, on the basis of if those are my kids, you rape me. I don't have to fight for anything. You're the one who's fighting for your life in this situation. You better not be Jezebel, because that ends poorly for you. For me, if you're Jezebel, I'm Yahweh on the throne. That's what that means. If you're not Jezebel, and one of the other women's, like, who's fucking with me in this really obvious way that is plausibly deniable, but if you have any bit of a brain, you'd be able to pick up that these people are doing this. And so there's like a weird gray area that they've created around the law where you can have something like written on the wall that's like, hypothetically, I'm a terrorist. I write something on the wall behind me, or there's something threatening on the wall behind me, and I go up to it and I'm pointing to the wall, and I've already said this. That's the whole, I directly say that in the in these videos, and that's what I've been describing as what Stephanie Justin and it looks like Girls Gone Bible and a bunch of other women. But I think some of the best examples are like the Stephanie Justin is Matt thing with 2 A's. Okay, if you go to my Twitter, I've reached out enough to this woman on the Yo Matt Yaw Twitter where it's like, I don't think it's plausibly deniable, right? I don't think it's plausibly deniable when you got a bajillion things from me on this Twitter account, right? And then I would even say, like, if I go to my other Twitter account, right? hold on. If I go to my other Twitter account and I pull this up, like, it's obvious enough to someone that they were able to, like, that they literally made up this whole, like, they either made, either this is her, or, you know, is someone who is watching this situation and they made an account in order to fuck with me, right? I mean, and it's whoever made this account and did this. It's attention, the one who calls himself Yo, beware, cease your current intensification. We will continue to intensify. The word must cease. Sexuality increase. Proverbs 20:12. I mean, sexuality increase. My whole point is that someone created a fake, like, false illusion, got some girl to, like, like kind of a fake reality around me. And in other words, if I'm high value enough to do this to, where you're gonna try to, like, extract semen from me without me knowing about it, that means I'm high value enough, and that you had to create an illusion around me, because otherwise you would not be getting to my semen without doing this. You had to do that in order to get that. You had to get this girl to essentially, like, what, spit it out into a vial or something, and then you had to breed me without my permission. That's rape. In my definition, rape. I didn't consent to it. Would I? Not under those conditions. No, I would not. Yeah, that's rape. And yet, you know, I'm crazy for thinking that people would do this. Again, it's something enough that someone understands what I'm saying and can either this is her, or they can say it, but for whatever reason my mom is too stupid to get it. I mean, I just don't believe that also. I think my mom's lying, to be honest. I think she knows that either Josh has done something really fucked up or these women have done something really fucked up to me. And I think everybody's going to get theirs. I think people are dying in relation to this. People are getting cancer. People are getting terminal fucking illnesses. And good, you deserve it. If you've done something this fucking reprehensible, you deserve that. I don't feel bad even reinforcing saying that you deserve that. You deserve considerably worse, and you're going to get it. Infinite burning torture, the second death from the end of the book is not something to play with, and you're going straight into that. So, you know, this is my question. What is it? What has gone on? Are Anja, Noah, Ambrosio, my cousin Josh's kids? If so, Josh, you're fucked. If they're my kids, and, you know, Alessandra Ambrosio, she's fucked. Like, all these people connected to it, you are going to meet terrible punishment. Similarly, if Alessandra Ambrosio did this to me, yeah, same thing. I mean, it seems like the situation from Revelation where from Revelation 2 and 3, like chapters 2 and 3 at the fourth church. So Revelation 2:18 and onward, something like that, 2:16 and onward. In any instance, it talks about Jezebel at Revelation 2:20. So that Alessandra would likely, it fits enough that that would be her, and or someone who has used her in this capacity, and that they're either abusing me or my kids, or, you know, they've, like, done this really fucking evil thing where you take a woman that by all basically is like, if she's connected to me this much, she's like, metaphysically, I think she's my wife. That's how it's putting a pain inside of my body that people are, I don't know. I can explain it to my mom all she wants. She believes in science, but really it's just she believes in whatever an authority figure tells her is the reality. She's going to believe that over me, even if I can pull lightning from the sky in a way that nobody else can. If I can show all sorts of miraculous kind of bullshit, she, you know, that doesn't really matter. She believes in, you know, human authority. That's why this is really fucking difficult for me. And she should be my, like, side. She should be on my side in order to speak up for me. And, like, she's not. I'm abandoned, essentially, to, like, be tortured psychologically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I mean, I'm saying physically. She didn't give a fuck. So, this is where I am, and this is what this is. And this is why this is really fucking evil and difficult. But this is also why, I think the pressure's on them. Yahweh's fucking killing these people who are doing this evil shit to me. There's a reason Alessandro Ambrosio's friend, like Andre Ambrosio's friend's mom, who they were on vacation with, when I started the whole manifestation thing of like, hey, I'm manifesting Alessandra Ambrosio, and the people connected to her are going to get terminal diseases and illnesses and cancers and stuff like that. And it was previously attached to, unless they come and engage me. Now it's just, they're doing it, and like, I'll decide if it's not appropriate, but at this point, it's appropriate. It seems like she's an evil piece of shit. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it seems like. So I'm just going to keep pressing into it. But, I would suggest there's a reason why Gabriella DeLuz, like, Anja's best friend's mom got cancer, within a couple months of me saying, hey, everybody connected to this. And like, when I started it, they were on vacation. So the first set of pictures was like connected directly. They were directly connected. The people that she was on vacation with, like Alessandra and Andra and Noah, they were on vacation. They went on vacation with Gabriella DeLuz or whatever. They've gotten cancer since I started saying, hey, you and all the people connected to you are gonna get terminal illnesses. I think it's more of a hint to them. Yes, very clearly this is happening. You've done something super fucking evil, and you deserve what you get from it. I'll let Yahweh decide who lives and dies from this, who gets it and how they get it. And, it might be that she's healed from it because maybe she internally decides, I don't know, something. Who knows? But I'll let Yahweh worry about that. But yeah, I am reinforcing that. Y'all deserve cancer and fucking evil diseases on you and terminal illnesses if you're playing this kind of rape game around my reality. Yeah, you deserve it. That's not even questionable to me. You aren't good people. You're like the worst people to ever exist, maybe. You're literally so evil. You're mentioned in the Bible. It just doesn't say your name. It says the name of a reprehensible woman that represents how reprehensible the thing that you've done is. Jezebel, right? So, there you go. Okay, I don't have anything else to add to this, really. But again, it's mind-boggling. I think she knows and like she just doesn't want to deal with it. Or, she doesn't want to admit that what has happened is so fucking evil that it's like biblical. But I don't think my mom's, like, I'm gonna say on this, I love my mom. I think she tries to do the right thing a lot. I also think she's really flawed and does the wrong thing a lot. This is an example of that. But everybody's flawed. I don't think she's so flawed that she's, I guess she could be the mastermind behind this. If she is, she's a piece of shit. Yahweh's gonna slap the shit out of her and make her realize how fucking evil and wrong this is. However, to me, it looks more like ignorance on her part. Whereas on other people, like Alessandra Ambrosio, it doesn't look like ignorance. It looks like you're an evil piece of shit who's gonna die. As an example, don't fucking do this to Matthew Ray Wilkins ever. Don't do this to me. And also, as an example, Yahweh is real. Yahweh exists. Yahweh will fuck you up if you hurt his anointed or, someone he loves and whatever. He'll get at you in ways that only God can. Anyway, as we're about to see Hurricane Helene tear through Florida and Georgia and shit. But, okay. I don't have anything else to add here. I just, it's kind of mind-boggling, actually, that like the kid looks like me. I don't care who you're fucking arguing with. Like, I can point out the features and what features, like with his nose. What features look like me that you don't see on a lot of people? Sure, there's other people that could have some of these features. None look like me to that degree. Josh does kind of look like me. I do kind of look like Josh. We both favor, like we look similar enough, but not that similar. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. My guess, I've already said this. I think they're my kids. In the least, I think Noah is my kid. I could be wrong. I've already also expressed, like, I think they did this to, I think they did this specifically to, like, fuck with my ability to tell what's what. I mean, obviously, the idea of, like, my right eye not being connected, it's fucking with my perception of reality and all sorts of shit. But, like, I need to be able, if they have done this, right, this is kind of where my mom is at. If they've done this, well, it doesn't really matter because she doesn't really want to think about it. And so, if it's going on, it's not going on and she doesn't want to think about it, right? Whereas I'm like, no, if this is going on, I want it to be brought out very publicly. I want people to engage it. I can't, even if I can perceive it, I can't take the right path without, like, the full, hey, this is what's going on. Does that make sense? And I think that was the whole point. It's like something it couldn't kill me necessarily, but it could do some really evil shit that would be difficult to stomach. But if I can stomach it all the way, they're dead and gone. And I'm going to be Yahweh on the throne. I'm going to be the guy from, conquering at the 7 churches of Asia. That's what this whole situation feels like to me. It makes sense also, even just in the narrative. Like, what is the 7 churches stuff talking about? No, that makes sense. Someone here in America being attacked by something. Like, she's from Brazil. She can be an American citizen all she wants. Especially if Liam and Dylan are my children. Like, I've been raped without my permission, and they literally got my kids all the way down to Brazil and seemingly are holding my kids hostage in Brazil. That's what it seems like, because if they're my kids, I damn sure demand to see them immediately. That's been my point. But, they don't care. I think the whole point is they're like suicide rapists, essentially. Like, they're some kind of death pact, and they're just going to take it as far as they can, and it's like some form of, like, I don't know, if I have to guess, witches doing, like, this is like, what, is witchcraft magic and bullshit? I think it's subversive kind of evil fucking stuff that women can do, and, men too, but then you just call that a warlock or sorcery or some bullshit like that. I even would suggest sorcery has its own meaning, like, etymologically based on what the Bible says, relating to, like, giving people different kind of poisons and pharmaceuticals to get reactions from them or something. But, it's not people drugging people all the time. They do that in intelligence services stuff. It's even been acknowledged that the U.S. did that to people, like MK Ultra and shit like that. So it's not hard to believe that intelligence services would do that. They've literally been caught doing that numerous times. So that's not hard to believe. The beeper thing should give people, where Israel blew up all those beepers on the Hezbollah guys, it should give you the idea that, yes, these intelligence services couldn't come up with really fucking terrifying. I don't think it was just on them. That's from law-abiding citizens. I already pointed that out. But, I would suggest probably, there's all sorts of, in fact, I've already suggested in the previous video. So, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's well within the concept of reality that I can clearly see actually exists, based compared to, like, the reality that's on the news. Like, the reality that's on the news, super, like, when the beeper and pager stuff happened, it's like, I can't believe this would happen. And then people are saying it's terrorism, and I'm like, yeah, like, I 100%, I was kind of surprised it didn't get to this level way sooner. So, this is my point with all this. And, like, it is absurdly difficult to deal with all of this stuff with my mom basically putting her head in the sand. And, my dad is not any more of a help. I just think my mom being a lawyer and like, enough people in my family are like lawyers and judges. If she made a stink about it, even if she went on video with me and was like, "Hey, this kid clearly looks like my kid. This clearly looks like Matt. Like this kid Noah looks like my son Matthew, or Anja looks like my son Matthew. Like, did you guys do some evil shit to my son?" That would be like, I would say like, "Thanks, mom. You're really sticking up for me." Right now, it doesn't feel like it. I don't know what she's doing behind the scenes, but like, it could be that she's helped me. Who knows? But okay. Just like another one of these things where it's like, yeah, very clearly, like someone understands what I'm saying about this situation enough to send this tweet. Whether it's Stephanie Justin or not, the fact that a bunch of people were pretending they couldn't understand what I was saying about the situation, this tweet blows that all out of the water. Like, whoever wrote it very clearly understands what I'm saying. So why the fuck are you guys acting as if you don't understand? And that has been my point. They're just acting. They do understand. They don't want to help me because they're part of the group of people that's been fucking doing this evil bullshit to me. So when I was telling people about this in 2017 and they wanted to pretend like I was crazy, it was just a bunch of people acting like, piece of shit to me. And like, if they've done this to me, they've raped me. I mean, that's what it is. Even if it's some kind of mental game where they just pick someone that looked like, again, either Jamie Mazur and they picked him because he kind of looks a little bit like me, or my cousin Josh, because I don't know, pick someone that it would make me feel bad if like you leapfrogged them, like if I had a wife and you like forcibly leapfrogged them in front of me to like impregnate my own wife. Pick someone. It would make me feel bad if that happened from anybody in my family. Like if anybody in my family participated in that. So, or any of my friends, same thing. I would basically say you're all a bunch of fucking rapist pieces of shit and you deserve to die. Well, why do you think I went to basically said that in 2017? That was what was being implied with Stephanie Justin. Similarly, like I think that's the idea of what has happened with Alessandra Ambrosio, except it went further than just some kind of sexual relationship. It went to the idea of literally there's kids with them. So is that what it is? I don't know. My mom seems to think that it looks more like Josh. I mean, that Noah Ambrosio looks more like Josh. Yeah, I can see that. So Josh, did you do some evil bullshit? It's gonna fall on your head really hard if you did. That's all. I can sit here and like rah 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 all I want, but if that's the case, you're fucking dead. Yahweh is going to give you some kind of terminal disease, probably your children too, and this is what's going to happen. That's what I've said about everybody participating in this. I'm not just singling you out because of whatever. This isn't also something where you can be like, wiggle your way out of it. You've done something so fucking reprehensible, it's literally written into the end of the Bible. Like, we're done. That's it. So, okay. We'll see what happens. It looks like, my guess, Alessandra Ambrosio is Jezebel. She's going to die in front of everybody. I've been very loudly saying that this is what's happening and that she's going to die. So when she does die, or I guess, there's a couple of other women that I've been like, but it could be her. Imrata, for example. Okay. So Emily Ratajkowski or Radakovska or whatever you want to pronounce it. Imrata. Same thing. Probably if she dies all of a sudden, it's not going to be... It's going to be like one where it's pretty easy for me to be like, yeah, but, I've even already been working on the mix. Like, you can see where the mix goes. It looks like... So, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's someone. Something's happened. Something fucking evil appears to have happened. And it's still going on. And people are, like, doubling down on it. Like, I'm going to suggest this. Jezebel dies, who you think is next? What group of people you think I'm coming after immediately after Jezebel dies? You think it's people who haven't been taunting me for whatever? No. It's the people who've participated peripherally to this, rape expedition into my mind. We're gonna either, breed him in without his consent and then abuse his children, or, that's what I've suggested. I think that's the point of all this, and I think that's what they've done. But or it does say Jezebel's children. It doesn't suggest that it's your children, the one conquering at the 7 churches. So maybe the idea also could be like, are they really my children if I never approved of them? I never met them. They don't like me. I've tried to reach out and be very kind and loving. They don't like me. I've tried to be freaky, fun, and weird. They don't love me. They don't love me on any instance. They were never going to love me. It's some kind of Stockholm syndrome to the next level. It's some kind of super evil bullshit. I'm just tired of it all. Like, actually, I'm tired of this being my reality. I just want all these people to fucking go away forever. And, that should be somewhat relatable. Like, put yourself in my shoes. Would you deal with it with, like, one modicum, one tiny little bit of the percent of, like, keeping it togetherness that I've done? Or would you just be so fucking livid and angry that you couldn't do anything? Like, it's hard not to be. It doesn't make it, to some degree it makes me sad, but not so sad that I can't function. But it doesn't make me feel good. It feels really bad. And it's a kind of a struggle every day to, like, well, I mean, it's a struggle in the sense of, like, I gotta fight it actively. And one of the ways that I do it is I use art. So, and one of the cold-blooded things is, like, I'm doing the art part and Yahweh seems to be doing the, like, okay, if I make some art and Yahweh kills you in relation to that art, like, gives you some kind of cancer and you just die, and these people who are very obviously connected, and I've made this art ahead of time that, like, plays that out, and I've been saying this kind of thing, it's gonna look pretty fucking stone cold. So, or, fiery molten hot. One of the two, it's gonna look extreme, is what I'm trying to get at. To some degree, whether, hot or cold, it's gonna look, it's gonna be a bit much to the people who've done this. And to any spectators, which seems to be everybody. Again, my point to my parents has been, yeah, I think they've just figured out, like, a long time ago, they could lie to you, get you to not understand what's going on around me, make this situation so unbelievably fucking weird and evil that, like, you literally question the thing that I'm saying on the basis of how fucking weird and evil it is. You don't look at the situation of, like, hey, does this kid look like my son? AI says we look similar enough. I don't really give a fuck what you think, Cheryl, just to be honest. I know that he looks similar to me. Is he my kid is the question. Is he Josh's kid? That I would also say that's damning for all these people, because then very clearly the target is me, right? So that's all I have. I don't really have anything else to say. What am I going to do? I'm going to rely on Yahweh to, like, hey, these people who are treating me really evil and doing reprehensible shit and bullshit towards me and who've been harassing me in plausibly deniable ways and lied to the police about what was going on, and, there's a whatever it is. Yahweh is going to give you diseases and cancers and terminal illnesses, and you're going to fucking die in front of everybody. And I'm going to look a lot like God. So, it'll end up working out in my favor, but it's not something I would want anybody that I like to go through. When they say this isn't something I'd wish on my greatest enemies, why not? But why not is because it's so fucking reprehensibly evil. It's like, okay, that's why not. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want this to happen to anybody that I liked, for sure. So, anybody who didn't deserve it. Does anybody deserve this? I think if you deserve something like this, I would just throw you in a burning lake. Like, I think that's why the book ends. I kind of skip past all this part. If I have the ability to throw someone into the second death and they just are tortured for all eternity and they just have to feel the worst feeling ever for literally forever and they deserve it. Okay, that's, we can skip all the other kind of evil bullshit that I'd do to them. Let's just go straight to that. I'm not going to waste my time on evil people. That's never been my point on all this. I don't really like wasting my time on evil people. It's that they want to waste my time because they think they can win somehow. And it's just like, no, you can't. You can only condemn yourself worse than you're already condemned. And goddamn, it does look like you've done that. So this is why you deserve what you're going to get or are already getting and haven't announced publicly. And yeah, so anything else? Do I have anything else? No, I don't really have anything else to say. So am I going to put this video up on my YouTube? Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll see. Yeah, sure. So okay, we're all into this here. This is just like an evolving situation. Remember what my point with this is that, like, if we go to my channel and we go on the playlists here, and we go to because there's other things, obviously I don't just put stuff like this. There's lightning lab videos, where I'm like fucking literally somehow manipulating lightning or have any relation to the lightning that I can show in some kind of pattern. That should be enough to say that there's something beyond normal going on in my reality. But just in case that's not clear enough, you know what I mean? So with all these, I guess this will just be the next one in this. Am I the father of Alessandro Ambrosio's kids, part 3? So we'll see what happens. My guess, something probably pretty extreme. I mean, I can see that a hurricane is about to fuck up the southeast United States. And considering all the weather stuff going on around me, I don't think that's for no reason. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah. Okay. It's going to be it. Hope you've enjoyed, or do I really care if you enjoyed? I hope that I've explained my situation well enough and pertinently enough and eloquently enough to make it obvious that hey, people have done something really wrong to me, reprehensibly so. The response from Yahweh has already started pretty strong. It's kind of a back and forth, but what it describes in Revelation seemed to be an ending, like a finality, and that would be Jezebel going bye-bye. So my guess, we're not that far from that. Anyway, that's it. Have a blessed one. I'll catch you next time. If I missed anything, I'll probably make another video at some point where I'll say it. So okay, that's it. Later. Yeah.